and unwed. You're an old maid. Now can't Canberra. All the task really has in this world, as a woman, in that environment, and in that culture, is to be someone's wife. Kath's parents and her older sister are worried about her future. This is a man's world, and Kath's job before she was married was to be chaste, obedient, and do her chores. After she got married, her job was to be faithful, obedient, and do her chores. Marriage would have been considered her greatest success. Kath's parents take it upon themselves to find a husband. And they hit on a local bachelor, Bob Southern. Little do they know, someone else had their eye on him. 21-year-old Sis Fowler. Her husband had abandoned her. Sis Fowler had a rough life. She got married at the young age of 14 or 15. She married a brute of a man who was abusive and beat her up and gave her 2 children. She wants to marry Bob, but there's a small technicality. She's not divorced and can't find her husband to sign the papers. She could not find her husband, she could not get a divorce, and therefore she could not become someone else's wife. There's a wedding, but not the one Sis hopes for. When Bob chooses his wife, it's a younger, unmarried model, Kath. Before Robert decided to marry Kath, his anger ran the fix, and he wanted to help her. But his parents told him other than he could marry her. He can't have a children with her. She's not divorced, and that's how he got married again. But Sis isn't giving up. She wants to break up the newlywed and teach them to cry in the town. Sis starts spreading rumors in the hope that Bob will turn against his wife. The rumors that Sis started about Kath, that she met man down by the swamp, threatened Kath's very existence. A woman's reputation was everything. She loses a great deal of value if she has a reputation. The gossip quickly spreads. When Kath gets pregnant, the rumor mill goes into overdrive. Now, in this close-knit community, why would a married woman be meeting a man in secret in a swamp? The implication there is that she's having an affair with him. You take that implication one step further, maybe even this man is the father of her baby. If her husband believes the gossip, there would be grounds for divorce. Kath would lose everything, and Sis would blame that Bob. And Kath would have found herself a single parent with no means of support beyond her immediate family. Sis was playing the fire. Here comes your head, when Kath's parents arrange a hoedown, and invite her enemy, Sis. They would have Hillary, and they chose again. The 2 women will have to cross paths. The question is, will they make up or fight? And either one have some kind of reconciliation or something. I don't know what went into her mind. But this hoedown is about to become a showdown. Not only could she best that woman, but she could take her off the face of the earth. When you have type 2 diabetes, you manage your A1C, but you also have a high risk of heart attack or stroke. Now insulin Victoza lowers A1C, and now reduces cardiovascular risk. Because it lowers the A1C and blood sugar better for living diet milk. And for people with type 2 diabetes treating cardiovascular disease, Victoza is now approved to lower the risk of major cardiovascular events such as heart attack, stroke, or death. The product isn't for weight loss. Victoza may have reduced risk. Victoza is not for people with type 1 diabetes or diabetic ketoacidosis. Do not take Victoza if you have a personal or family history of medullary thyroid cancer, multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2, or if you are allergic to Victoza or any of its ingredients. Stop taking Victoza and get medical help right away to get symptoms of a serious allergic reaction such as rash, swelling, difficulty breathing or swallowing. Serious side effects may happen, including pancreatitis. So stop taking Victoza and call your doctor right away if you have severe pain in your stomach area. Tell your doctor your medical history. Gallbladder problems have happened in some people. Tell your doctor right away if you get symptoms. Taking Victoza with the sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. Common side effects are nausea, diarrhea, vomiting, decreased appetite, indigestion, and constipation. Side effects can lead to dehydration, which may cause kidney problems. Ask your doctor about Victoza. York City. Even though poison is commonly used in the movies, it isn't in the real world. Oh, look at the guy like Johnson, which is the most possible spot country. Many students, a teacher, or master could access this poisonous material if they wanted to. This case just went into high gear. All new, Wednesday at 10. Student line to catch up on ID Go. Download for free now. Oh, it's a bad night for bad people. The detectives had that feeling that she was still in the hotel. And no suspect is combination. The fact is, they also live and there's no other destination for the cafe. This is hotel. Only service times Monday, October 16 to 10. On Destination Discovery. Stream on ID Go. Download for free now. In the Appalachian Mountains, Georgia, on February 10th, 1877, two young women who are fighting over a man are about to come face to face at a local dance. Sis walked towards the dancers. That's probably what finally persuaded Sis to come into the cabin and join in the dance. At first, solo seems like the last thing on anyone's mind. Not very long, and if you look on Sis's face, it looks like she's really enjoying herself. She was having a blast. The top on other plans, and Sis did some fancy footwork of her own. Top is heaving, sticks on foot. She was warming up to the big event. And she does it again. The mountain way to sound is here. It could dig it out. The retaliation in a community like this for someone gossiping is to have a beaten up. It's also a tradition that the defeated loses more than the fight. Because as soon as Cat was declared victor, whatever Sis was on, you got anywhere. Ellen recalled that early in the evening, she said to her pa, "Could you buy me a coffee, man?" This isn't the mountain way. She's been stabbed multiple times in her jaw, under her ribcage, through her breast. Probably one of the blows that went through her breast also went through her heart. She was probably dead before she hit the floor. Cat hasn't just dispatched a rival. She thinks she's elevating her social standing. Cat said that. I'm the man who killed Sis Fowler. Perhaps she wanted to be seen as strong and commanding as any man in the community. It was a point of pride for her. I'd achieved something. I matter. But she's been there for those before though. The locals might appreciate Sis's fight, but not a cold-blooded murder. This is an honor fight. You fight an honor fight honorably. Cat broke the contract. Cat and husband Bob are now on the run, and the whole town is after them. They flee the state. Bob and Cat Southern moved to western North Carolina, where they hid out with their friends and relatives. They were successfully dating everybody. They even had a baby while they were fugitives. The price on your head means there's always someone on your tail. A reward of $400 was offered for the arrest of Cat Southern, and a local bounty hunter and former ex-sheriff set out to find him. Early one morning in April 1878, their luck runs out. Cat Southern is found guilty of murder and sentenced to death. But she never feels the tight noose of the hangman. Governor Alfred Colquitt, once upon a time had been her father's commander in the Confederate Army during the Civil War. Governor Alfred Colquitt almost immediately commuted her sentence from death to life in prison. The governor's generosity doesn't end there. After a few years, Cat was given a full pardon by Governor Colquitt. This is one of the last actions that he took as governor of Georgia. The state of Georgia just bought her a nice life. She got a free pass on Jonestown. If that happened today, chances are she would have been sentenced to 25 years to life. Most people would be too ashamed to return to the scene of their crime, but not Cat Southern. After she got out of prison, Cat returned right back to the same area with her husband Robert. It was rather crazy when you think about it. They had 8 more children, and later in life, everything else was only a figment of someone else's imagination. In Cat's day, a woman's reputation is everything. She would rather be known as a murderer than an adulterer. These deadly women turned on their own sex. Kimberly Cargill graduated from abuse to murder. Rebecca Douglas's game meant more than a life. And Cat Southern was her reputation first. There was hell to pay when they went girl on girl. This program contains material that may be disturbing to some viewers. Parental discretion is advised. Investigators had a really good idea. Somewhere in the woods out there, we were found a body. The Jackson Beaver Wildlife Area where we are now, it's tens of thousands of acres. This is worse than looking for a needle in a haystack. This is like looking for a needle in a whole field full of haystacks. What we have here is a woman who was reported missing 6 weeks ago. Nobody's seen her. It's like she just disappeared off the face of the earth. Stephanie was a professor at Louisiana Tech, well-respected in the community, has lots of friends. Stephanie was a beautiful person. She was so bubbly and just seemed so happy all the time. This case is extremely personal to me, just like any case where I have a completely innocent victim. My name is Hugo Holland. I'm an assistant district attorney in the state of Louisiana. Once a week, I get in a black uniform with a badge and a gun belt. Get in a black and white car with lights on top, and serve the people of Bossier City, Louisiana, as a reserve police officer. You look up and mad and stuff, and you're mad for something like that? I love law enforcement, so it's for me to get my I ask you if you have any weapons or drugs in your truck. Most murder cases don't involve completely innocent victims. Stephanie's one of those rare innocent victims who didn't put herself in the position. That's something like this happened to her, was just thrust on her. when she was reported missing, Stephanie spent the morning with her husband David Sayers. She spent the remainder of that afternoon and all evening with Wayne Ginger. Wayne, did you chat and sat down and introduced himself? She seemed to feel like they connected. Easy to chat with her, yeah. I don't think I was the only one there talking to her. Marriage was going really well. I don't know what that was. We agreed to the course, romantically. I think she was vulnerable to something that seemed exciting. The cause of the fact that Stephanie still lived at home with David when Wayne and Stephanie wanted to be together, when they wanted to be intimate, they would come here on this third round in the middle of no place in the Jackson Beautiful Wildlife Area. Certainly, if David knew about the affair, one could aspire to know it to kill her. I can only guess as to what happened here, but I think there was definitely some kind of confrontation. Stephanie saw her kill her and knew it was coming. There's no doubt that she was drugged by her feet, on her back. She lived for 2 to 3 minutes. She used to and she used to death. The statute of limitations for homicides in the state of Louisiana is, well, we don't have it. It's forever. And if that's as long as it takes to figure out who did this and make sure they go to prison, well, that's just how it takes. Stephanie was at the heart of her parents' lives, and they'll admit they spoiled her a bit, but all that love paid off. Stephanie was graduated with honors from college, and following in her parents' footsteps, became an English instructor at Louisiana Tech University. She had everything except a serious relationship in her life, but at age 45, that was about to change. I have a pet name for colored boo-boo, and it's kind of corny. Stephanie caught the eye of a local accountant, David Sayers. 10 years older than she was, David was a former student of her father's. She was attractive, talented, intelligent. She just had everything. And on February 27, 1999, after just 6 months of dating, David and Stephanie became husband and wife. But the honeymoon didn't last. Or how long after David and Stephanie were married did she tell you that they were promised? David insisted on separate bank accounts. Just major items or little items as well? Well, for everything. Did David put her on loans? A rigid personality? Yes. Controlling? Controlling would, I think, yes. Would that not drive her a little nuts? Yeah, it could. About 2 years into the marriage, David says they stopped communicating. Pretty soon, it wasn't just the checking accounts they were keeping separate. Is it true the two of you slept in separate beds? Yes, yes. I remember one time she said something about being lonely. And I said, well, Bill, I'm right here. And she said, David, we can be in the same room together and I can still be lonely. It was now November 2002. Stephanie confided in her good friend Ginger Stewart that she was unhappy. I think she had always done everything by the rules exactly the way she was supposed to do it, that everyone would expect her to do it, and I think that she wants something exciting. One night, after finals week at Louisiana Tech, Stephanie joined Ginger at a local bar, Stowe's, even though she didn't drink. This is so far interesting. Stephanie was sitting here, and I sat here. She's sitting there chit-chatting. What happened? Wayne Ginger came up and sat down and introduced himself. He said he was a professional golfer, and he was on his off-season from that, so he was hunting. I thought that he was sort of a smooth-talking guy. I didn't like that. But Ginger says Stephanie seemed fascinated with Ginger. She seemed to really like him, and he seemed to really like her. Ginger says Wayne Ginger let Stephanie off her feet. She told me that they had sex pretty much the whole weekend together. Were you sensing that the good friends were out? It was strange to me after just a few days, but that was sort of the feeling I was getting. Less than a week after meeting this handsome golfer, oh my God, Stephanie told her husband that she wanted to separate. She said, David, I've lived with mom and dad. They don't let me, I make baby. She said, I've never wanted to spend alone with you. And when she said that, I got it. By giving Stephanie some space, David hoped he could save their marriage. Oh, so did you think the marriage was over at that point? Oh, no, absolutely not. He even helped Stephanie move into her own apartment. This is the one we left. This had to hurt. No, not really. But Stephanie failed to tell her husband what the real reason was for separating. Wayne Ginger. I think it was Wayne's idea. I think she definitely pushed her to do that. She wouldn't have done it so quickly on her own. Stephanie remained in occasional contact with David, but she was having trouble keeping her affair private. She got a call on her cell phone and asked for a voice when she said it was David. She didn't know how to hear. I told her that it was clear to me it was a male voice. A male voice on the phone and another man's hat in the trunk of Stephanie's car. ask for ages for that. But she does things. You know, I know it wasn't an aunt, but, I didn't question it. For 5 weeks, Stephanie lived a double life. A secret lover in a shared apartment, a husband left alone to worry about what was really going on. Then, on January 5th, 2003, Stephanie's mom got a terrible feeling. Her daily telephone calls from Stephanie abruptly stopped. Barbara's premonition was right. Stephanie had vanished. One hour police department, the missing person case was assigned to lead detective Jeff Terrell. He focused his attention on David Sims. Are you thinking that could be a jealous husband situation here? A potential motive? Yeah. Was she the one with the motive to kill her? Well... the holidays stress you, right? Things are going away. What do we do? Well, this is Christmas time. Get ready for the mother of all holidays. About Christmas, yeah. Ready to take control of your back pain? Try Max Strength Lidocaine. Patchy out Lidocaine Patchy Cream. This powerful anesthetic desensitizes aggravated nerves with the Max Strength Lidocaine available. Lidocaine your pain with Patchy out Lidocaine Patchy Cream. Life doesn't cause for UTI. With AZO, DADU. Testosterone release from brain with AZO urinary cleanly. Coming only line for complete urinary tract health. So you can own your life every day. Getting your free shot at Walgreens is easier than ever. Just walk right in and pay $0 with no insurance. Of course, the new Walgreens provides life-saving vaccines to a child in need through the UN Foundation. There it is. Real misery. The misery you feel when you miss out on your dream home.